Hi guys, I think I am streaming. Hopefully I'm streaming. I can never tell what's going on with this thing. Chat says I'm not streaming, but otherwise it looks like I am. Oh, there we go. Chat says I'm in now. So cool. Looks like I'm streaming. All right. So I am back. I think I figured out how to make the little cuff bracelet I was trying to make a couple weeks ago, a week ago, whatever, when I had all this disaster strike. So the original version, oh, I managed to fix that part. Wow. I did get it put back together. It was tricky, but this side wouldn't hold. And it rebroke as soon as it had any pressure on it. Actually, that was a new spot that broke. I fixed that spot and that spot broke out. Oh no, I tried to fix that too and that broke out. So anyway, the faux pas with this was I started with the core and baked that core, and it was on the too large side. So I had a bracelet blank thing that can go in the oven, and it just is like so much bigger than my wrist that once I took that off, because it only went like 3/4 of the way, I closed it up where I wanted it and ran it under cold water, and it started to crack. And then once I started wrapping something on it and put it on to bake again, and then tried getting it to close tighter, even though I baked it, it all started cracking. And then when I went to try to finish it and improve it, it cracked even more. So then I fixed it and I tried to get it snug again and it cracked. So I think the lesson I learned is if you're going to bake something as a blank, you want the shape exactly right when you bake it the first time. That way it doesn't, you're not trying to stretch it or compress it too much. So I took my little self to Hobby Lobby yesterday, had fun, and I found things, which Hobby Lobby is always awesome. So little tiny glass jars, and I was essentially the only way I could figure this out is I would take my hand, put it around my wrist, figure out about how tight that was, and then put that around the jar. And this is the smallest. It's a 2 ounce. Has a little two on there. I think it's a 2 ounce jar. This one is way too big, but I think it's got such a good beveled shape to it. I think it'll be interesting for some stuff. So I bought it anyway, because even though I knew it was going to be too big. Put that away out of the way. And then this one is a little too big, but it's just a nice, again, just nice, even round side. So I figured that could be useful for a baking blank for something. So those two got to come home, even though I don't think I'll be using those for this project. But this one worked out just right. And I like that it does have that little bit of bevel to it, because that makes it cute. So then I managed to make this out of it. And I did manage to use the cold water squish it method, because you see it's a little bit flatter there. So it's a little less than fully round. I managed to cold water squish it into where it's just a little bit more wide than it is tall, kind of thing. So I managed to work that out, and it has just enough give that'll come on. I baked it first as the top layer, is this layer, and it wasn't thick enough at a 0 to hold its shape. So it just kind of wanted to open up and fall off my wrist. So I figured I'd needed at least to double it up, and I might still want to put a closure on this side, but I haven't decided to do that yet because I like the fact that I can just slip it on. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but that's its natural shape, but it'll just slip on. And it feels like it's on there pretty good. So I'm thinking it's not gonna like fling off easy, but it'd be easy enough to like catch and have pulled off. So I might put a clasp on it at some point. I don't know. But it came out really pretty. And I changed the colors up a little bit, and I figured I'd show you guys that. Let's see if my light's up here well enough. There we go. What's really interesting about this stain is because there's a bit of metallic in the clay, it lets just it metallic up the stain, which is fascinating. So I'll show you the stain I'm using here in just a second. Oh, oven's done. Beads are done. Okay. So yeah, so this is what we're going to try to build. And I think I showed you guys this the last time, but this was what I ended up settling on for the first version of the bracelet, and that's the color tones from the first version. Um, which I like. I've been wearing this like almost every day since because I like it. It fits nicely. It's got I think 10 of these in here. Um, so yeah, it works. I like it, but I still wanted to get the full picture in there because I love those dahlias. I think they're so pretty. So yeah, that's where we're at. So that's this roller. The set is Etched Dahlias. These are the tiny double talls. And we're going to be using the embossing one, which embossing rolls out like the debossing, and debossing rolls out like the embossing. So I still like how those little leaves, the end tips of those leaves really poke out, and it makes it easy to sand back and expose the original clay color. So that's why I want to use this embossing one. So that's how I came to that decision on which roller to use. Alrighty, and I have clay rolled out. I let's see, what is the recipe? I know it's like, I think it's 2 white, 1 pearl, and like a quarter ecru. So it's just enough ecru to discolor it and get it off white, but not so much that the ecru takes over because that happens really quickly. And I know it's slightly more white than pearl, but not by much. Got something on there. Okay. And then I want to look at this and make sure that we get a good bit of the part of it I like the most is kind of when yeah, maybe I'll try to cut it more centered this time and see if that works. Last few times I've been trying to do it where you catch both left and right, but for some reason it doesn't seem to overlap as much as I want it to come off in a straight line. So let's just go straight down the center. Nice little firm little push. Try to keep it even the whole way. Whee! Release that end. And there we go. So, I still love this pattern. This one's one really dear to my heart because it's actually from a cool photograph. I'm gonna have to find that photograph at some point, but I pulled the pattern off of a photograph I had taken and really like playfully artistically interpreted. It got all that stony effect to it. It was really pretty. But yeah, I'll try to remember to chuck that in on my Facebook page. Hold on, volume. Okay. Alrighty, so now that we have that done, let's go ahead and cut out. I'm pretty sure I've got these older cutters that I made a long time ago. Oh, what happened to my focus? Come on, come back here. That's in the way. Oh, that's what happened to my focus. Sorry, guys, I was trying to get light in there for you, and I put the whole light in. Okay, so I made these a while ago. Where's the one where? Nope. So that's way wide. That's a little narrow. That one's about just right. So let's see if that is about an inch and it's probably about an inch wide on the interior. So the inside edge is about an inch wide. These suck. But we'll see how they work for this. Oh man, so kind of what I was hoping for is to get this part centered. So maybe if we use this side, I want one flower mostly centered. Because that's what I don't love about this one is the flowers kind of off center and that funky little just blip in texture is kind of centered on the bracelet once you're wearing it. So I was kind of hoping to bring that the main flower over and centered more. You're supposed to be turned off. Why are you not on silent? Bad phone. Go away. Shush. um so I might have to roll this back out again if I want to be really particular, or I can just come from over here. That actually gets that centered. Yeah, I think that's going to be my best bet, is go ahead and just cut it right there. So I am in the process of making up a new set of bracelet cutters. They're actually on the printer right now. These are printed in filament and kind of crummy, so it's not my favorite. Yeah, it is. The edge is okay on them. It's not bad actually, but not as good as the new ones are. I finally got it dialed in resin. But yeah, so let's see. Do I like that enough? Is that centered enough, or do I want to try it one more time? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think what we have over there is good. Although actually, that's pretty good too. It's not set where I can cut that without causing trouble. What I'm going to do is, oh, actually, here's what we can do. We can just pull this just the tiniest bit and see if I can't get it a little bit longer because I was running out of pattern down here. Still running out of pattern. So I'm going to grab that roller wherever I stuck it and I'm just going to add a little bit of stone texture right there. I can even go that way with it. Just need a little bit of stony funk to it. And maybe I'll do one of these on the curved one and then one of these on the straighter one. That might work too. Yeah, actually surprising how well that's working. Okay, so that is no scrap. We roll that later for the backing. And I'm going to knife. All of my camera gear over here now compresses the heck out of my usable space. Supposed to be up there, little light. Okay. My blades can be underneath the little light. So we'll start with one of these. Edge. Quite as clean as my new blades or my new cutters do. So we'll just round that back. Give all the little fuzzy edges. And we are going to back this. I'm almost wondering if we should back it right away versus doing it in two trips. Maybe. Maybe we will. Yeah, I guess we can do that. All right. You guys need to sit quietly there. And let's roll this back out again. I dropped it down to a 2, so it's a little bit thinner. And I want to throw just a light texture behind it. So I'm going to grab, let's see, fossilized coral just happens to be sitting here. So grab one of those. These are the ultra deep ones. So these things, if you actually press them in, they're like hella deep. I'll show you a quickie little sample in a sec. But I don't want it to be massively textured. I just kind of want to have a little bit of, I don't know, like just stony background texture. So I'm just going to like kind of softly, freely roll it and just kind of dollop it all around so everything's a little bit. And then I'm going to take a piece of paper and I'm going to burnish it back because I don't want anything uncomfortable or overly ridged on my wrist. But I just want it to have a little bit more visual interest and not textured. The other thing I can use is my little texture sponges, which work really good for that too. But I've been using them for so long, I figured it's time for a little something different. All right. So now cut that out of this too. And I'll have to dig out some more. Try to give it a little wiggle, see if I can get it to just clean up that edge a little bit. Go. Nabby. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Scrap this over there. Roll her back where it came from. Return from whence you came. The one thing I haven't messed around with doing this is I haven't colorized the bottom of it yet. I colorized the top layer, but I was kind of avoiding colorizing the bottom because I'm not sure. I mean, these stains seem to bake in so well. I mean, there's absolutely no feel of that trying to go anywhere. So I don't know. Maybe it would be worth colorizing the bottom. Maybe the first one we do, I'll shove in the oven uncolorized on the bottom. And then the next one we can play with colorizing, and then that way we can wait out getting our blank back. Or our little jar back. Probably gonna have to go back to Hobby Lobby and pick up a few more of those now that I know they work so well. So very, very, very carefully try to get this to line up perfectly. It's a little bit easier to back it when it was already a baked top half. Let me see, I got a little bit of mismatch down here. Come on, Leaf. There we go. Don't want to lose my texture on the top at all, so that's kind of why I prefer to just bake it to begin with, and then I think I'm going to want to make that rounder. And I built the cutters very similar to the shape of that, but they arc just a little bit. What I have in the printer now, but I think I'm going to want to make that a little different. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that I prefer to do this bake top half and then come back in and put the bottom on it because it's easier to get it to all blend together. So we'll probably do them both ways, but that way we can compare. Which means I might have to split this into two parts because otherwise it'll be like a 3-hour tutorial. And I don't know if the dogs are going to let me hang out and play with clay that long before they get bored and start yelling at the world again. They're all passed out so sweet right now. Got babies everywhere. I wish it was easier to spin the camera over so you guys could see what they're up to. They're so stinking cute. All right, so start that. Just lay it on our form and get it relatively centered. And you can use where it lines up to make sure it looks like it's. And I want the. Looks like we wobble a little on how far off the bottom it is right there. Don't want it overlapping itself. So again, this cutter is about 7 inches long, I think. But the new ones are going to be 7 inches. This might be like 7 1/8 or so. I don't like how that edge. So I'd have been better off to pre-stack them, then cut. That would probably do it. Actually, I bet that would do it perfectly. And then I'm also going to have to do a bunch of sanding because it's going to be glossy because it's attached to the cup. And I can't get away with papering the cup, particularly because that just won't work at the moment. Okay, what have I got in the way of some sort of rubber tip tool, maybe? Let me see if I can't get this to connect in a little better. Just want to close that seam in a touch. There we go. Oh, don't go over the front. Down. Fortunately, the goal here is rustic. So, all right, come on, seam yourself. You can do it. There we go. Now we can somewhere. Ready? Finger to polish that out the rest of the way. Okay. Now we are blanked. All right, we are set up. I think that is looking good. think it's pretty even along its edges. So that was what we're trying to correct, was where you could tell where it was two pieces slapped together. So we did pretty good. So on this one, I'd already colored and baked, and then I just pulled up the layer, just kind of cut when I put the bottom layer on. You see a little bit of it right there. I missed a little spot right there. And then because this was colorized, it's just a tiny bit off from the backing. Even though I sanded a bunch of color off of it, it's still a little bit different from the backing. So, all right. And then, let's see, colors wise, what are we going to use? I pulled out, let's see what I used last time was these three: Mountain Stream, Plum, and the Unnamed Brown. They're pretty well mixed up too, good. And then I added Sun Bleached because it kind of mixes in and tones out the colors a little bit, and maybe Turquoise Vein because it's just a pretty turquoise. So purple into the Mountain Stream kind of gave me a turquoisey color, so that might work too. But and the other thing to notice about these is they kind of dry surprisingly quick. So I could counterbalance that by getting this wet first, and sometimes that just kind of keeps them moving, keeps it from getting dry too fast. Yeah, if you want to help me get some aluminum pipe, Daryl, and squish it, that would be amazing. It would be so amazing. I would appreciate that help very much. All right, let's go back to painting. So let's start with the boldest color because it will take over. And we kind of want to tone it down. Oh, so one of my favorite things about this set of stains, and I did put a link in the description, is the colors are all not over bright. They're like really, really kind of muted and a little just off from intense, which I love. Um, Now, I think the other half of the kit, I think this is it. Yep, this is the other half of the kit. They're vibrant. They're like so over bright, it's absurd. Some of them are day glow. Yep, that's actually day glow, and they're so bright. Mulberry, it's still extremely bright. So I have them separate, although this one's not too bad, actually. This, if I had room in there, I would put it in there. But anyway, yeah, so I like this half of the collection where it's just these more like settled and toned down colors. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Let's just kind of put a dollop down. Take a brush, kind of work it in. I'm going to go ahead and make the brush a little wet at least. And that'll help me keep this stuff moving. So it is a water-based stain, but it once it sets in, it is like surprisingly in here. It's amazing how well it condenses in and then just stays put. I don't want to work a little quick because I want to be able to get some blending attributes from mixing the colors. I also want to make sure that I put it on heavy enough that it gets down into all the cracks and crevices because I am planning on using sanding back to expose the light color as my accents. So I really do kind of want all of this buried in. So let's go with a little teal in. I'm going to add it into where that's still kind of wet. Get it to mix in a little bit. To see what a good color that becomes. I'll add more in a minute. Now I've got this mixed up color stuck in my paintbrush, so I'm just going to work it into some places. Add a dollop of you right there. Into a part that's not already covered. Get a little bit of the mixy color and then a little bit more of that color in its own clear state. Here. Actually, got some of the purple out of my brush. Oop, you're running away now. Stay put. So that I get a little bit more of this color in a clearer tone. I don't want to automatically mix everything. A little clearer here too. If you want it to be for you. The goal is actually for you guys to be able to play along and figure out how to do these things yourself if you like. But I actually am really funny about. I don't tend to sell my jewelry. I mostly just sell the rollers, like the stuff to make the stuff, not necessarily the things I made. I don't know what it is about being. You can call it artistic. You can call it AU artistic. One or the other. But yeah, I don't know. It's there's something weird about actually releasing the things that have been made from a crafty state. I don't know why, but it is a thing. There we go. It's looking good now. I like it. Move you into there. Colorize that end. Let's see, I'm not going to add that other turquoise in. I don't think it's necessary. I'm going to throw a little more purple into there. Let me clean my brush a touch. I want purple to come back in a little heavier now. It actually is a darker purple I could play into this, but I think if I just wash this back in by itself, it'll. There we go. Oh, didn't realize that was Jen. Jen, if you want to steal this, come on over and steal it. Guys want the camera zoomed out a little? I can't really get in there and do much with the camera at the moment. I'll have to do that for the next time around. There we go. I'm getting a nice color of the purple. It's not so pinky now. And yeah, that's looking good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a touch and rinse the brush a little bit. Again, they're nice and easy, like they just clean right out of the brush very easily. I have no idea which lid went where. That one's there, and that one's there. And then I'm going to add a touch of this brown tone. Apparently I missed some of my edging too, so probably gonna have to come back in and edge a little bit. So just a couple places. Kind of that in a little bit. Again, remember, I'm just kind of wanting to tone down the fluorescence so it's just not so over bright. I'm also going to be sanding a bunch of this back. I'm actually going to start it from down here. Just put a dot on here and steal it. That way I can lose a little. There we go. Here it looks like. And a little bit there. I'm already out. Brush it once over. I'm going to add a dot of the sun bleached. Maybe. Oh, more than a dot. Drat. I wasn't planning on using that much of it. And just using it to kind of just soften up the over bright of the colors. I also don't want to take away much from darkness because remember we're going to sand this back and I want to expose the light colors underneath. So I'm really not going to use too much of this. To be honest, I'm really not finding it doing much. So I'm just going to touch it in a little bit to keep it from overkilling. I think the next time I lay that brown in on the other one, I might try to mix it down with some of this so it's not quite so dark. I need a little bit of that brown back for here. Alrighty, so that's got a much softer, more muted. On the camera, it still looks pretty. There we go. Slightly antiqued, slightly toned down. I think I need to correct that because that's going to disappear. Um, a little bit more. Let's see for that edging. Let's throw some teal in there. That's on the tile. Throw some purple in there too, probably. There we go. Put that purple down. Definitely still my favorite set of stains ever. And just using the randomness of brushstroke. The bottom came out much better. Like how nice and marbled that is. And the top's finally got a good coverage too. Okay. So we're going to just pop that in the oven real quick and then we'll play with this one. Oh, get those beads out of there. Once they cool down, I'll show you guys what I was playing with the beads. It's back from the grunge series. I was finishing out some of the scraps I had floating around from that. So I don't know if I ended up showing you guys these. These are the beads from that grunge series we did last week, I guess. Maybe it was Easter. I think that was the Easter feed. Yeah, so the funky handmade, hand shaped, double sided. I went ahead and put holes in them at top edge, right about there. So they should all get a little more light upward. Come on, you can do it, little light. Stay put. You get on a clamp instead of a zip tie. Here we go. Yeah, so that's these. And then those will make a really cool necklace. I already laid them out once. They're really pretty together. And then I was playing with these guys for on camera. I think this is the set we made on camera. So these are just unfinished. And they come out really pretty. They've got just enough, enough sparkle, enough shine. They're really pretty unfinished. But then I coated this with Kato clear polymer clay, liquid polymer clay, and did the heat gun trick to set it, and it puts a nice little shine on things. And that really did let let me see if we can get it. Lets that there we go. And let some of that metallic really pop. So I'm not sure if I'll end up finishing all of those, but then I was playing around with just antique effects and those, some of my rollers with the textures, just kind of see what I could get in a bead effect. So that's just white clay and tapped in with some stuff. So I might work on that. I like the antique effect on that one a lot. So yeah, we might do a series with that at some point. But yeah, so that's why I pulled out the liquid polymer clay because I wanted to see how that would seal that up, and I liked it. So I tried it on one of the other ones too, and liked that also. So alrighty, clean that up, hopefully without messing up our other bracelet. And I still haven't found my Costco case of baby wipes. I put it away somewhere because it took me so long to go through the first container of them. That yeah, so somewhere I have the rest of a Costco case of baby wipes. I need to find it. All right, so let's do this next one. Should we do it down, or should we wrap it around something else and throw it in the oven anyway? Could do it on the flat one so it doesn't have the curvature to it. Let's do that. And I think I will do this without, come on, without backing it and see if we can spot the difference. I guess the third option was to back it before cutting it. So double stack it with the texture on the bottom before we cut it out. And that should get us, get our edges to actually compress together. But that's for another day. That edge wasn't as clean as I would like it to be. I'm just going to snip it off. By the way, I do not recommend using your fingers on the side of a blade. That's a terrible idea. Don't do that. I didn't do that. I swear. It's not what I just did. There's the blades. Scrap piece. All right, flip you back over and clean up your edges. Okay, okay. All right, so let's go ahead and put you on a base. Definitely much easier to lay it onto. It's actually straight. We're not playing with curvatures. So, yeah. So the way this is slightly domed on the side, left to right, this will be much flatter, left to right. And it'll be shiny on the bottom, so we'll have to sand that to be able to stick something else to it. Okay, so we want to change color schemes. What do you guys think? Now I've got two that color. We go back to the original color where I'm just toning it out. We could try a little bit of wheat field and flaxen. See? Earthy tones. That's too earthy. Very mustardy. I'm not in the mustard mood. It'd probably go really good with this. Grassland. You're bright. Oh, primitive green, huh? Evergreen. You know what? Let's do this. Let's see what all these earthy tones are all about. Not that one. It's too light. We already discovered that. That's going to have a lot of red to it. Shaky, shaky. Shake it up, baby. Alrighty. And there's still a bunch of mixing to do. Sorry, guys. I had the first set mixed up. Ooh, I just had a fun idea. Let's do it this way. Let's make essentially an earthy rainbow out of it. Yeah, let's do it that way. Okay, let's start at one end with the red type tone. So this one is labeled redwood. And just see what color redwood is. Where'd my brush go? Oh, your flint's clean. Yeah, we got you clean enough. Alrighty, there's some redwood in there. I might come back in here and throw some of that brown in to get me that effect of being a little bit more mottled. Whoa, where are you going? Ooh, that's really good. That one was cedar. That's really pretty, especially the way it works into that redwood color. Let's make sure we don't miss our edge this time. brush. At least tone it down. Now our yellow is going to be our lightest color in here. And we are right about dead center. I don't know. You guys haven't been used yet, so you're not messing the lids, so I didn't know what color's which. Earthy yellow. No running off. See, it's a quick yellow too. Oh, no, don't go so far. You belong here. You really just like took off, didn't you? Pretty so far. I'll up you down. I don't want you quite that heavy. My brush is still kind of in the red department. I'm going to add just a touch more of this original red over here. See if this color won't take a little bit more precedence. Dabby, dabby. Dabby, dabby. Dabby, dabby, stabby, stabby. Okay, I'm loving that. Let's try to get all the warmth out of this brush because now we're going into green. A little bit tempted to jump all the way into blue. And then come back into the yellow from the blue side. Maybe not. Maybe we'll do it the way. Keep going in straight up order. See what this green does here. Cute. Ah, runaway green. Hold on. That's a really good green too, isn't it? Very pretty. Alrighty. A little of the green out of the brush, not too much though. Alright, and how is this blue? Stunning. A little bit of that green's coming out of the brush and toning it a little bit. Very pretty. Yep, I'm a fan. I might throw a little more of that yellow in. See if I can't get it to a little bit more sway in the middle. All the greens and blues out of that brush. Lid. Yellow. So I kind of want to get in there. Punching it up just a little bit. More dollop in here. For some reason, I like that slightly orangey or yellow mixed into the greens and blues. There we go. Yep, very, very Nice mix of colors going all the way around. Why not? All right, so now do I tone it down a hair with the brown? Maybe. I'm not doing it on it though. Definitely on the glass tile. Flat it out until it's just light dusting. More along the outer edge than in the center, I think, too. And the outside edge a little. Yep, I like it. Especially on the blue. That's such a good color, blue, especially with a little bit of green to it. Alrighty. Very nicely colorized. And there's that little tiny bit of metallic one peep through it too. That's really cool how that does that. Ketones in the dirty cloth too. And apparently, if you mix that all together, it just makes mud. That's why I typically work with colors that are like touching each other on the color wheel. As I'm working, I kind of tend to stay within like 3 tones within a cluster on the color wheel. That way, if you don't like stuff, you can just straight up chuck it. Like mix it all back together and it's no big deal. Okay, I think I can set that in the oven. Now, I kind of feel like we should do some jewelry to match that. I don't know if we can get that much color though in a top to bottom piece on. Huh. Looks like that'd make a really pretty jewelry set. And I can't quite come up with what I'm got in my head. That's really, really pretty. Let's play with it and see what we can do. Probably should have done that in the backwards order. Do the single layer one first because it doesn't need to be quite as long as the double layer one does. But oh well. So I don't think I want to colorize an entire slab. Probably have some idea what we want to cut out first. Sorry, I'm gonna have to run the pasta machine again. Now it gets loud. It's my finger off too. Need to find my baby wipes. Can't buy any more baby wipes because I have a whole Costco case somewhere. First world problems, right? Just gotta find the Costco case. Okay, back to 0. No, making jewelry, not a bracelet. I want the slab. We're gonna need a little bit more too. whole pile of that before I got started. Try to do that for myself sometimes. If I know I'm going to be using a bunch of a color, it makes up a ton of it. It's a lot easier that way. Not bad. There we go. All right. Oh, actually, a little thinner. And double it up. Ooh, there's some funk on my blade. It's really weird too because I just scrubbed it. Go that way then. Let's go a little further over. A little less underlap. Grab my roller. It's just light, little, no pressure. Just get the air bubbles out. Hopefully. There's an air bubble. Come on. You know you want to leave. Just be gone. One, two. There are some air bubbles. And yeah, it seems like the Daryl got the settings for the pasta machine that as long as I don't talk with it running, everything's doing good. Okay, there we go. So that worked to get it without any air bubbles in it. Looks like there might be one there, but we probably won't cut down there. Okay, away. I need my roller back. I'm gonna stick with that same pattern just so it stays congruent with what we're doing. Much fun as it sounds like to swap patterns now. At this point, I've done a bunch of this. Ready to try something new. All right, let's just get a good press. Oh, I was going to texturize the other side, but oh well, too late for that. And there we go. Okay, now what are the shapes of the cutters that I want to do? I kind of want something pretty big for that main pendant. For some reason, I'm still just hung up on these rounded rectangles. I like them a lot. That might be kind of huge, but why not, right? Let's live dangerously. There we go. I think like that. I think that'll do it. Okay. Here's my crossbar. I think makes it easier. Come on out. Okay. Now, the earrings. I want to see if started a new shape, and because I was finding that my it's really big for earrings, isn't it? Kind of absurd, but I want to try to get 3 colors or 5 colors in it or whatever, so maybe I do need it. Yeah, I was decided for they're going to be heavy, but maybe there, right? Yeah, right there. Yeah, I was thinking that to complement the rounded rectangles for earrings, it might be nice to have something. Oh, these aren't rounded though; these are kind of straighter. Oh well. I haven't sanded the backs of these yet either, so they're a little rough. So I'm Definitely. I miss his support too. Go away. Be gone. Okay. Yeah, this is totally, and it just came off the printer, and I haven't finished sanding it yet. Place. Yeah, that's a good shape. I should do it a little bit rounded though, shouldn't I? How many sets of the same, almost the same cutter am I going to end up with? Kind of the same exact placement. Don't think I'm going to get away with getting anything opposite though, because that ends up being the same thing, doesn't it? I know that is coming off the other corner. No, I still think I like it better. It just catches most of it. Okay. So, oh, I shouldn't have used that at all because I still need to photograph those. Shh, don't tell. Hopefully that has no clay residue on it. If not, I'll just have to print a whole nother set. Keep this set for myself. Okay, yeah, I think we've got enough surface area. I think we can get away with trying to get that multicolor. I think it'll work. I am going to hope for the best, but I think it will. All right, so you actually away so that almost white clay doesn't get messed up. Be gone. Wow. I understand myself way too easily. All right, so let's make sure we have the right colors again. Okay, so redwood is our red, cedar is our orange. I don't know if I'll be able to get all of the colors in this time. Flaxen, and then this cool grassland and turquoise vein. So that is our color scheme. Start with the red. And just go one little dot on each of these somewhere. Towards the top. And around the edge. Cut those so close. Okay. Right, and next one is cedar. Super surprised what a pretty color that is. Out of that eek. All right, I'm gonna start here. Pull a little over to here. In a little, around a little. Add a little more of that red. Definitely a nice subtle red. It's pretty. Most of that out of there. It's yellow. I almost wonder if I should start with the yellow. Such a soft yellow. Lay you into the middle before I start blending upward. There we go. little. Green. Scallop. 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 Ooh, that's a lot. You big dolloped. Naughty, naughty. I got a nice bit of yellow to work it into. Perfect. Okay. And let's get our teal in here. Where are you again? Turquoise vein. Alright, color. I did not just run over this whole project with this blue. It's so pretty. Righty. Now, actually, I'm going to dollop more of that because it kind of got lost. Not there so much. Here it did. There we go. And now put some brown down. Actually, going to go ahead and pull this color on the edge of that one. Cooling. All right. So a touch of brown. Just kind of give it a little bit of love. You see the difference that makes? It just kind of makes it a tiny bit more cohesive, bringing that brown over everything. And the thing that'll really fire it up, like you'll be shocked once you start sanding that off. We'll be able to get sanding the other thing too is because I'm pretty much brushing this towards the top edge of everything. Once you start sanding, it's going to take most of that brown away, but not all. And I love that color palette. It's just pretty. My furnishing paper got messy. That's going to hit the trash. You guys can all go back to the spot you were hiding in. Keep going. Alrighty. I used turquoise vein. Okay, I had myself confused there for a second. I thought I used the wrong color. Go there. Go there and there and there. Everything has its place. Convince myself to remember that. Nope, that's all down there now. The knife will bring that back. Again, it's really cool that just touch of vibrancy. Like, just see that metallic coming in. Just barely. As I remember it, these are essentially a very matte stain. I don't think they have much metallic to them. Okay, big jar started first. It's only been 40 minutes. Thick as that is, I kind of want it to go for a full hour. Alrighty. Might be able to take the little one. Let's pull that for now. I have a feeling if I run this under cool water, I'll be able to sand it pretty much right away. So I think I'm going to go do that. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be back in just a moment. You can look at the pretty one for a while. Okie dokie, we're cool to the touch. Make sure it's all the way dry. Well, the wet sanding would be fine too, probably. I'm going to go ahead and leave a paper towel down to collect whatever we sand off. This is a pretty coarse 80 grit sanding pads I found on Amazon. I don't like to start with this just because it gets somewhere fast enough. It makes me feel like I'm doing something, where the lighter grit stuff isn't quite as efficient. There's tons of patterns where this would work really nicely for, especially with using the sanding block to bring your color back up. All your accent details to the forefront. See? Color in the garbage. There. Yes. It's stinking gorgeous. And I might have cracked the jar. Okay. Next time, don't run it under cold water. Just have patience. Yep. It looks like I cracked the heck out of that jar. Oh, whoopsie. Was it worth it, guys? Worth $2 for impatience? And there's like I think they're like 2 or 2.50 for these little jars. Well, that's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, let me hit it with the other sanding. Just to buff it up and polish it up so it feels nice. Just an 80 grit sand. So these are little nail buffers that I find on Amazon. And I marked the side. They're two-sided. I don't remember what they are. It's like 100 something on the one and then up to like 240 or something on the other. So it's like four stages. It's 4 levels of buffing. I just don't remember exactly what they are off the top of my head. Actually, I might have the package right here. Derp. Okay, so little ones are at 180 and 240. And the bigger ones are 80 and 100. So it's 80, 100, 180, 240 is what I buff at. Because it seems to do a nice enough job and it's just what I have. It's what I bought. What was available and seems to be what's working. Now we're getting just a little bit more detail back. Not tons more, but just enough. And kind of buffing it while we're at it. Ready, next grit. Oh no, getting up and walking out of the room got the dogs awake. I'm not sure how much more time I have. Okay, and then the wrapper's gonna start on one end. Ah. 180. You know, it'd be a pretty one to back this with is my little the other Dahlias roller. I might do that. And that was the buffing. Buff at 240. Right. Dandy dandy little giant brush. Love this brush. I don't know why it's so entertaining. So huge. Clean everything brush. Ooh. Okie dokie. So here we are. Off of here. Having a problem with the glass. Nope, no issues. So like I had said previously, it is too loose. It would just like shake off or bump off or whatever. So it definitely needs to be back. It needs to be firmer than it is. But it's easy enough to fix. So sweet. I'm very, 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 very happy with that. And I'm looking forward to the set of jewelry that matches it. That's pretty. One way to do this is you could just drill a little like single hole or pair of holes and run some line through it. There's a handful of other options too. And grab not the heavy, heavy grit, but just kind of give it a hit with this real quick. Again, see what I mean? It's not so stiff that it's stiff in any way. Just want to get all that shine off of there. Oh, the babies are wrestling. I don't know if you hear them in the background. They're hilarious. I should grab another one of these out while I was at it. Okay. So it's desire, it still like has a memory of being round. So even if you like turn it and reshape it and whatnot, it still kind of wants to come back to being round. So I still think it's a win. Let's go ahead and get set up to. That thing's running everywhere. Stop it. Stop it right now. You belong up there. Aimed down. There we go. Paintbrush needs to be thoroughly clean, but should be clean enough. In order to get this clean, I need to scrape it the last time. And yeah, it might be a little dangerous using this one more time. Yeah, I guess it gets to keep its color. Okie dokie. I need a tile. I need that in a minute. More our little stash of clay over here. Like that a little wide enough. All right, so now I want to find my Dahlias roller. Sampled that one yet? Ah, it's in the stash of stuff that hasn't been done. Maybe? No. Yes. No. Huh. Huh. There it is. Thank you. Okay. This is another one set. So Bold Blooms is what set this one is. So that's the Dahlias one I'm thinking. So do I want it raised or pressed in? I think we'll do this one. Thank you. I think it's pretty too. All right. Then I'm not looking to impress so much. I just want a light little. Exactly like that. Now the question is, do we want to colorize this? That's a good question. You go in the stash of. I don't remember if I've done you yet or not. Paper. Just a little bit. Just want to very, very, very subtle. I'm almost tempted to go ahead and colorize this side too. It'll be harder to get the. Probably colorize it while it's round. Contemplating mayhem here. That looks good. I like the inconsistency in. That is the right one, yes. And the depth of the pattern. That's absolutely perfect. Is there any segment of this that is more Dahlia than not? I don't think so particularly. I have to figure out how to make this work with my hand nibbly things. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Maybe I'll have to make a custom one for long cutters. Wow, that was really a messy way to do that. Huh. Okay, note to self, don't do that again. All right. Maybe. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the edges of that. Firm blade, not long enough. Hey, Elvis. What are you staring at Mama about? Again, that maneuver is not recommended. I don't know why. Such a bad habit. Oh no. Oh no. Oh man. Oh, oh we're good. Okay. Clean up that edge nicely. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Firm blade. Ah, why are you being so sticky? Usually you're really good at lifting things. There you go. And, oh, all right. So, do want a little bit of liquid clay in there. Find it to be the easiest to spread with a happy tappy. Okay. Hi, Lyric. What are you doing? I can get the camera over to say hi. You want to try to come up and say hi? Let's see. Hi, baby. We'll make the camera come say hi. Lyric. Here's your heart to everybody. Oh, it's upside down. You're still cute, though. Yeah, such a sweet, sweet girl. No, go back down where you belong. Just cup you. Just cup you. There we go. That was dangerous. All right, back to the real world. Here you go. Okie dokie. Settle where you belong, or am I going to get in a fight with you now? You stay. Okay, there we go. Get you back into position. All right, so that we are already cut to size, it may not be as easy as it was when I cut it off. Actually, it seems like it's going to be easiest if we set it down there in the right spot. Yeah, I think we need to colorize this to match. Pretty sure we're going to be happier with that done. And I'm going to be a little stretchy and just make sure you match up. Okie dokie. All right, actually, that was easier than I expected it to be. Honest. Oh, I got a little lack of line up there. They are up to no good. Nap time is apparently officially over. Gremlins are gremlinizing. Now I think we're better lined up. Kind of the way I work this is I just try to not touch anything too hard. I like it overly pressy with my hands or pressure. I do want to maintain some of that texture on the inside. I don't mind it fingerprinting a little. I don't mind it kind of blending or getting softened up, but I don't want it disappearing. I also want to make sure that all air bubbles and such are worked out. And using the liquid clay helps a bunch because it's something to adhere to. Also lets it kind of slicks it a little bit so that it actually is willing to leave, which is nice. Alrighty. Okay. So far, I'm happy with that. I guess let's go ahead and stain it up and see if we can't. I can actually wear one stained and make sure that it doesn't wear out or disappear. Apparently, I'm gonna take my watch off, my smartwatch off. If I'm gonna be on the camera. It's sitting there alerting me, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to know. All right, let's get my colors back. Okay, no, looks like all of them. Towel. And let's get to staining. You guys murdering Karma for? Karma doesn't need murdered. Karma, why are you playing Prey? Lyric, is that you singing your death songs? You singing songs of murder? I guess it is. Hi, guys. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. They're insane, but they're cute. Alrighty. You have this on the right end, right? Do you want to go ahead and come up over? Right. And then the orange one. To help make sure that that gets all set in properly. All right into there. Colors blended. That way. Let a little orange come back in. More dot of red down here. For some reason that red just kind of washes out a bit. There we go. Seems to hold better once it's got a little color from the other tones in there. I don't know why. It does what it does. Ready. Now, again, need a clean brush to start into the greens. You don't want so much of the reds in there. Okay. I think that's the right lid. I might have to colorize the backs of that. I don't know. I didn't texturize it, so. Apparently that's a thing. Filling the little crackages. Yeah. Oh, I might have to something dripping, so I might end up having to sand the outside edge again. So I think I wasn't in such a hurry to see what it looked like. Smart move would have been to wait out colorizing the wait out sanding the outside until after we finish setting up the inside. blending there. Absolutely love how this is coming out. And turquoise vein. Oh, come on. Alrighty. That all blendy, blendy. Okay, the jewelry needs to go in for longer for sure. That bracelet can come out, I believe. There and such there on the towel just to try to make sure it uses wrist. Oops, guys, gotta sneeze. Okay, a little bit of that brown. Definitely on this part because it's way brighter. Part of me is wondering if I want to, how I want to put this in the oven. You can wrap it back around this, but I'm not sure it'll stay because it's now painted polymer clay. Polymer clay likes to stick, but the painted version doesn't always. Nicely antique. I kind of want a little more of the blue to do that edging. Love the color. Haywoods. Okay, so love the color. Have been working on making earrings that look like old bone with Navajo crosses attached. The tribal family, and they really like the old bone look. That's awesome. I didn't get any color out. I got too busy looking. There we go. Oop, that's too much color. Working with the bubbles and the mandala. Yes, the bubbles and pan pastels. That's got to be epic. That's got to be absolutely fun. It's got some tribally stuff. It's just like graphic patterny kind of stuff. And we've got some in the works that I just like ideas that I've played with and just haven't made it back out. I've got one that's this cool feathers set that you'd probably actually like for working with the Navajo stuff. I got a whole bunch of extra blue. What am I going to do with it? Yes, nothing. All right, you try. Clean that up and see if I can get the other bracelet out. I'm not getting it wet. I don't want it to break again. I wonder, I'm trying to think where I've got. I have so much stuff laying around, guys. It's insane. I wish you guys were attached to my cell phone, not the desk camera, because I would totally take you on a tour of the disaster. It's hilarious. Why did that paper towel go up? I'm trying to think where I've got those Navajo feathery. I can't picture. I can't picture what I did with that. Dang. I almost forgot we did one in the teal colors. Look how pretty. No running off. Just stay put. Stay. Let me see if I can peek through. printed them in the tiny ones yet. Put the rest of my stuff aside. I found at least something. Show and tell while things cool down. This set is the what I'm calling a tribal set. So tribal stripes. It's really cool in a double tall because then you get more of the patterning instead of it just being one than the other. It extends. So that one I really like a lot. And then I love this one. This one's brand new. Tribal Maze, I'm calling it. That one's awesome. That one's got a really, really, really pretty effect, and it's great for Makumigani or whatever. It's great for stamping. It's a very cool one. And then I just have the Flower of Life, and these are debossing. These are embossing. Yes. The maze is almost impossible to tell. I use that little piece right there. That crossbar is what tells me which is embossing and debossing. Some of these things are so absurd. I just have to pick an element, be like, oh, that's the tell. But yeah, so that's what I have is tribal stuff at the moment, and I can't find my really awesome tribal feathers, which makes me sad because it's really but I just didn't have anything else to go with the collection, and I'm trying to list things in collections. So a lot of stuff just ends up sitting around. I have one more place. I did find them. This one's cool. We'll go ahead and give that another minute to cool down because I don't want to go hose it. So you're probably, oh, you can sit on a glass tile there. There we go. You're not so hot. You need any help anymore. Um, yeah, you are. Okay. Yeah, it's probably enough. So they're like really long feathers in here. That's all right. There they both are. So the pattern, I don't know, it's just something that as I was tinkering with patterns, it's just something that came up and I love it, but it's not super obvious. Let's go with the small embossing. Yeah, yeah, sure. Deep deep. Alrighty. Right? Isn't that such a just great pattern? Like it's so unusual and so just neat. Very pretty. Try it out. Those away. And a pile of things that I need to decide what to do with. Yeah, I love that. I actually kind of like how it has edge on it too. Let me see. Exactly what I was picturing. I'm gonna make sure that main leaf right there. I don't want that top and bottom. You catching that right? There we go. Apparently, I didn't sand these ones yet either. And these are really old. Actually, I have a new set. I'm reprinting all of these in the blue for myself, so I have a set of them coming up. Derp. All right, there we go. First set I print doing photographs. Second set I print just for myself. I should do earrings to match, shouldn't I? Yeah. Oh, Sky, calm yourself. Had a good size? Probably. And so is that. Okie dokie. Now what I'm thinking. Let's just hit that up with some copper. Where is it? Because copper and purple always go well together. Ah, fingernail stabbed the other thing. Yeah, I gotta get this set printed up in the new color and put on the website. That's a good. It's a good. Part of me is tempted to like isolate this main piece that looks the most like a feather, and try to build a pattern off of that. But I kind of like I like what it's already got. I think sometimes that's what I end up doing to myself is I just start getting so picky about patterns and stuff that I don't ever put things out because I'm like, oh, I could make it better. And most of the time, they're awesome as they are. I just start getting picky. Yeah, I like it. I don't think I necessarily need a tile. There you go. Oh, I could have left it on there to sand. The glass is kind of warm. I wonder if it's cooled down enough yet that I could. It's super glossy in there. Yeah, I'm going to go run this underwater because I'm not going to run that underwater. I'm going to run this underwater. I'll be right back, guys. And just to show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so it wants to sit round. I'm going to close it up, make sure those edges match up, and give it just the teensiest bit of a press to kind of make it more oval than round. And maybe Daryl will help me get an aluminum pipe and squeeze it into an oval. We'll see if the man will help me with that. And we can get those on the website as forms because that'd be really nice to have the actual correct shape. So I'm not buying stuff at Hobby Lobby. There we go. Holding its shape so much better. All right. So now to sand it. Yeah, it's wild how metallic when you put the little light on you, maybe. It's really pretty how much that just picks up that littlest bit of metallic hue. I'm a little tempted to try these stains over just like a white pearl or whatever. See how much they pop if you do that. Might be really interesting. You know what else they might be really good for is chippy choppy with the pearls, pearlized colors. Like a pearlized translucent. That idea is flowing. Okay. Sanding block. Let's start with the big one. Are being absolute gremlins down there. You trying to, I'm a little bit tempted to do. Yeah, I think you'll clean well enough. All right. Let me just put you on there, put you in the oven. Yeah, you've got enough grip. You should stay. Hopefully that doesn't crack worse in the oven. I'm actually gonna plate it in there. I can put it on. Yeah. Just want to make sure it was on a piece of glass or something to keep it from deciding to like pop off and explode in there and go everywhere versus having a spot to sit and land on. Hopefully it won't crack worse. You know how you get that like funny feeling like, maybe I shouldn't run this underwater because it might crack. Right before you run it underwater and watch it crack. It might be good to start listening to that voice a little bit more often. Just once it shows up, rather than just like letting it observe and doing it anyway, maybe just actually take a moment and hesitate and like think it through. Is this worth it? Oh well. Actually, might grab the. No, that's doing it all right. You know what? I'm gonna get a new one of those. That's what I'm gonna do. I think that is worn out enough. But it's time to replace that one. Oof. Yeah, it's so funny. I'm at my nail salon getting my nails done. Do again, they're starting to grow out a bunch. Um, and I'm always eyeballing all their stuff in there. Like, what is going to be good for that marker? Maybe copper will work. Shoot, now I forget which side. The rougher side. What I do is just colorize the one edge so that I know when I quickly grab it, which is which, instead of trying to feel it up every time. So that's the coarser, yeah, definitely the coarser side. Otherwise, I sit there and like try to guess every time I pick up one of these. So the next question is do I sand off that entire inner edge? Because you can see it's got a lot of shine to it because it was up against the glass. And to be honest, I think it's fine. Nothing feels like it needs sanding other than that edge. Normally I would try to sand it, but this is so curled up. And it's got that convex shape in there. Convex, concave, whichever version it is. Sandy, Sandy. Sandy, Sandy, Sandy. What are you gremlins doing? You're all doing everything bad, aren't you? Hi. Hawk says, I'm not doing nothing bad. I'm just being a good boy. Come on. Ooh, you guys want to meet the worst good boy ever? Oh, come on, man. Say hi. You want to say hi to camera? Say hi, camera. There you are. You good boy. He's a very naughty boy. What you doing, Elvis? You came over to say hi too? All right, come on. Oh, no, don't get into the stuff. Don't get into the stuff, Hawk. You stay off the computer. Sorry, I have to take a pup break. All right, Hawk, you go down. Go on, go down. Go on, go down. It's being demanded of me. Hey, Elvis. You sweet boy. Okay. Now, can I go back to work, please? Oh my goodness, they're all here. They're all here. They're all demanding love. Everybody wants the love. Okay. You guys get your pup break. Oh, Fallon, I can't forget you. I know. Okay, good kids. All right. Back to it then. Okay. Let's sand this down. Alrighty. How long have we been on here? About 2 hours already. Wow. Where's the day go? Debating whether I want to hang out until that's done or if I'll just pop back in at a later time and we can finish up that set because that still needs a bit of time in the oven and I don't want to rush it. We at least got this one all the way through. I like that with that, just a light bit of staining on the outer edge. That's cool. It looks good. Make sure I got that bevel sanded really well. Both sides. What I've been after the last few minutes. Oh, I don't have a set to match this for jewelry. I really want that edge to come back. You know what I might do? I think I might do this sealed. I have a feeling those colors will come up really pretty if I was to seal this. Now that I've been sanding all over my craft space, I don't usually sand right here. Eek. Alright. That's mostly clean. There it is. Let me throw out the old one. And I think this one's still in good enough shape. Yeah. I think we should try doing this with the gloss coat. Finish it up real good. Inner side. And final polish. Alrighty. Call that done. Feels nice and slick all the way around. Catchy. Now, between the two of those, this one ended up thicker, I think. Oh, yeah, it did. Apparently, I used thicker clay on this version. This must have been like a 2 and a 2, and this was probably a 0 and a 0. Myself. Fits nicely. Has a nice little hang to it. Feels like it's pretty well on there. So, kind of really tempted to gloss one of these up. And I think of the two, this is slightly brighter anyway. So let's do this one. All right, paintbrush. There. Liquid clay. I think the heat gun will be quiet enough. You guys aren't going to overly hear it. Are you open? It might not be. Yeah, I think the lid separator thing is still in there, but I'm probably not going to try to do the whole thing at once. I think that's a terrible idea. Honest, it's nice if you do it a couple coats, a couple light coats, and just keep going over it a couple times. So I think I also have to be able to keep my hand out of the heat. I guess technically I could just put it on the glass plate and move the. Hawk, are you trying again? Oh, it's Elvis again. Elvis is in needy mood. I'm gonna turn on that heaty thing. You didn't like it very much last time I did it. So is it there? Turn on low. There we go. Actually, I think I'm just gonna work it till you get less gloss or less matte, more gloss. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do this side now. Other thing too is I have to be careful that I don't end up pissing it off and losing its shape. I don't think I will. No, that'll help. Put it back on its jar. Why not? What are you guys chewing over there? All this not coming from them. Glass will probably heat up and stay hot though. I don't want to do so much that I have to worry about it dripping or. Yeah. Oh, oh. We got some on there, and I don't want that to be a problem. All right. Touching things I shouldn't be. Oh my goodness. All right. ready. Back on the jar. A little bit damp. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Don't want the paper towel in there. Yeah. All right. I think that side's now good. Probably be pretty good there. Raining out there? Sounds like it. It's getting there. I think another coat and then a little bit longer with the heat. And it is raining out there. It's pouring out there. Huh. Not sure if you guys will end up picking that up on the camera or not. My man's got some good sound dampening going on, but wow, it's raining out there. That explains why Elvis was wanting all the hugs. Mom, the weather's changing. Batten down the hatches. So amazing how they have such a sense for stuff like that. All right. And again. Rats. Pop the breaker. Oh, the oven's on. Ha ha. Okie dokie. I'll turn the oven off. I didn't think about that. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and put this side up now. And stay put. Yeah, I think this was a good choice. Really nice with the gloss. Oh, okay. And now for the final side. Oh, you're probably having trouble with my sound because I've got the heat gun on. You're not going to hear much while that's running, so I'm trying not to talk while it's going. But and thank you, Kelly. I'm trying to be as active as possible. There you go. It's running away. A little tacky. I'm not sure that it won't be tacky until it cools down, though. Try to get it to balance and stay. Wait a minute. There we go. Oh, we did get that nicely centered. hopefully that'll do it. And hopefully my sound will work better now that I've got the heat gun off. I think that just makes it a little crazy. So I'm really tempted. I think I'm going to run back and cool set this and that slightly. Actually, all done. Or do you need a little bit more? You might need a little bit more. I don't know. No cloudiness left. Right, I think I'm going to go ahead and go set this again slightly oval so it's more like that than fully round. So I will be right back in 1 second. And it is heat set or wet set. I don't even know what you call it. Look at all that nice bit of gloss in it. Totally worth doing, even if we had to reshape it. I wonder if it would come off the jar if I glossed it while it was on the jar still. I don't know. Anyway, so there's the difference between the matte version and the gloss version. Both are beautiful. Both have their own elements of gorgeousness. Yeah, I just felt tacky because it was still hot. It's totally all set now. So yeah, I think that's an absolute and utter win. The other set's gonna have to wait because my dog apparently needs some attention. And yeah, I guess it's time for the dogs. I've been on here what 2 hours, 15 minutes. Wow, we were together a long time today. Um, oh, good. The heat gun's not getting picked up. I think, yeah, I just think if I've got something running interference in the background, my volume, my voice starts to get choppy and funky and stops running well because it's trying to decipher between the noise in the background and my voice. So I think it does better if I don't try to talk through, but it's nice that it's not picking up that heat gun because it's a little loud and annoying. But yeah, any other notes? Active, I've been on YouTube. I've been trying really hard, guys. I've been trying to come to you guys a little bit more regularly and just anytime I'm crafting and messing around, trying just to throw on the camera and play on the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing so I can share it a bit. Because yeah, it's the best way we learn is from each other. Yeah, it's you come up with just some idea you see somewhere and just take it and run with it and do something else, and then somebody else sees what you're doing with it and they're like, oh, but how about this? And I love that. I love the proliferation of ideas when we're just open and out in the world with it. It's really really cool. So yeah, it's wonderful hanging out with you guys, and I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day.